Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer and crack open, pun absolutely intended by the way, one of the most persistent, confusing nutrition myths of our time. I mean, we've all heard it, we've all stressed over it, and today, we're finally going to put this whole great egg debate to rest once and for all.
Because for decades, you and I have suffered from some serious collective dietary whiplash, right? We were told to severely limit our egg intake to protect our hearts, basically treating the yolk like it was straight up contraband. But today, we're looking at the hard clinical science to figure out if this breakfast staple is actually nature's ultimate superfood. Are your morning eggs secretly harming your heart, or are they exactly what your body needs to kickstart the day? Let's find out.
So, let's start with part 1, the great egg controversy.
It is honestly wild to see how the science has evolved over the years, completely flipping the old conventional wisdom on its head. Just look at this timeline. Back in 1999, a massive Harvard study of over 100,000 people found absolutely no significant difference in heart disease risk for those eating up to an egg a day. No link at all. Then skip to 2005. Yale researchers showed that adding 2 eggs a day didn't even significantly spike blood cholesterol in their trials. By 2008, the University of Surrey proved that upping your intake to 2 eggs a day during weight loss was perfectly safe. And then a major 2017 PMC study just hammered it home, further confirming these incredible long-term benefits. Which brings us to part 2, cracking the cholesterol myth.
Okay, so here is the absolutely crucial point we have to understand. Eating cholesterol doesn't necessarily raise the cholesterol in your blood. For a really long time, the medical community kind of conflated the two. They basically assumed that eating fat automatically meant storing fat in your arteries. But actually, scratch that. The real villain driving up your dangerous blood cholesterol is saturated fat. So while a single large egg does pack a pretty hefty 185 milligrams of dietary cholesterol, it is remarkably low in the saturated fats that actually cause the cardiovascular damage we were all warned about. And when we look at the data drawn from USDA guidelines, a truly fascinating picture emerges. Get this, for 70% of people, eating eggs doesn't raise blood cholesterol at all, literally zero spike. And for the remaining 30%, who are often called mild hyperresponders in the clinical science, they only see a very mild elevation. So for the vast majority of us, the cholesterol found in the yolk simply does not translate into dangerous cholesterol clogging up our arteries. Your liver just naturally adjusts its own cholesterol production based on what you eat, keeping the whole shebang perfectly balanced.
I love how lead researcher Professor John Buckley from the University of South Australia put it. He said, "We've delivered hard-boiled evidence in defense of the humble egg." Hit the nail on the head, right? His team ran this fascinating 5-week crossover trial that completely flipped traditional breakfast advice. They found that eating a high-cholesterol diet featuring 2 eggs a day, as long as it's strictly paired with low-saturated fats, can actually help reduce bad LDL cholesterol levels. It turns out it wasn't the egg causing the real damage all along. No, it was the greasy, highly processed side dishes we were eating right alongside it. In fact, if you're worried about your heart, eating eggs can actually be an active protective measure. A study highlighted by Keck Medicine showed that eating 2 eggs a day for 6 weeks boosted high-density lipoprotein, that's your good HDL cholesterol, by a full 10%. Think of HDL as your body's microscopic garbage trucks. Higher HDL actively clears out the bad stuff from your bloodstream, dragging it back to your liver to be processed, which significantly lowers your overall risk of heart disease and stroke. Pretty awesome, right?
Let's move on to part 3, a nutritional powerhouse.
Think about what 15 cents buys you today. Honestly, almost nothing. Yet, at less than 15 cents a piece, the humble egg is an incredibly affordable way to get a massive dose of daily nutrients. In our modern wellness world, where all these buzzy superfoods usually come with premium double-digit price tags and super complex prep instructions, the egg remains a wildly cost-effective cheat code to nourish your body quickly and efficiently.
Let's talk about one specific nutrient. You might never have even heard of choline, but it is an absolute game changer. One hard-boiled egg packs about 147 milligrams of it, which is roughly 27% of your daily recommended value. And this is crucial because our bodies simply cannot produce enough of this brain-building block on their own. Choline prevents memory loss. It fights forgetfulness as we age, and it is absolutely vital for pregnant women to support healthy fetal brain development.
Think of it as a triad of incredible benefits. First, as we just saw, you're getting serious brain fuel with that choline. Second is eye health. Eggs are absolutely loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin. These are highly bioavailable antioxidants that actively defend your eyes against cataracts and macular degeneration. And third,
Immune support. The vitamin E and zinc naturally found inside eggs give your immune system a significant daily boost to help eradicate invasive germs and viruses.
And on top of all those vitamins and minerals, every single large egg contains 6 solid grams of pure, highly digestible protein. But it's not just the sheer amount of protein, it's the exceptional quality. Eggs provide what's known as a complete protein source, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids. These are the exact building blocks your body can't make on its own, and you need them to repair tissue, maintain muscle strength, and keep yourself continuously energized throughout a busy day.
Which leads perfectly into part 4, satiety and weight management.
Let's dive into an epic breakfast showdown from a 2017 clinical trial. Researchers basically pitted a classic healthy breakfast, a packet oatmeal, against a meal of 2 eggs a day over a 4-week period. Now, both breakfasts did a perfectly fine job of maintaining a healthy LDL to HDL cholesterol ratio. But look over at that satiety level. When it came to how physically full and satisfied the participants actually felt for the rest of the morning, the egg breakfast was the undeniable clear winner.
To understand exactly why eggs won that showdown so decisively, we have to talk about a specific hormone in your body called ghrelin. Ghrelin is literally the hormone your stomach uses to scream at your brain that it's hungry. When your stomach is empty, it releases ghrelin, your appetite goes completely through the roof, and it becomes almost impossible to focus on anything other than finding food.
So, the crucial takeaway here is that the high-quality protein and healthy fats in your morning eggs actively suppress that ghrelin response. By keeping that hunger alarm turned off, eggs keep you fuller for much longer. They prevent you from reaching for those sugary mid-morning snacks or overeating at lunch. And that makes everyday weight management significantly easier than if you had started your day with a carb-heavy breakfast that just burns off in a few hours. And finally, Section 5, the 2-a-day verdict. So, what's the absolute healthiest way to approach your breakfast routine moving forward? Well, step 1, you can finally enjoy up to 2 eggs a day with total peace of mind. Step 2, preparation matters immensely. Boiling or poaching is your best bet for sure, because frying them in a giant pool of heavy butter or oil can quickly negate those natural health benefits. And step 3, skip the heavy sides. Remember, it's the extra strips of bacon or the greasy sausage links, not the egg itself, that truly impacts your heart health with excess saturated fats.
Now, a quick note of caution here, because science isn't always one size fits all. While 2 eggs a day is proven to be optimal for most healthy adults, you should always consult your doctor and exercise some moderation if you fall into certain health categories. For instance, if you have diabetes, severe existing high cholesterol, or high blood pressure, some studies do suggest you might still need to watch your overall daily dietary intake a bit closer just to ensure everything stays in balance.
But for everyone else, now that the great cholesterol myth is officially cracked and the immense nutritional power of the egg is proven, I leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to finally ditch those sugary, processed cereals and invite this 15-cent superfood back to your morning table? It might just be the easiest, most affordable health upgrade you can possibly make. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Rethink your breakfast tomorrow, and I'll catch you next time.